Okay, well, the whole zoo is home. So if there is background noise, well, there's going to be background noise. I tried changing the audio up a little bit, but this is going to be nasty. And the bird is upset that one of my children is wearing a headband. That's why he's freaking out. All right. So, anyways, we've got the second debate coming up tonight. Here in about 10 minutes. I think, is that what I gave myself 10 minutes to yap here. We'll let people stream in here. We got a few people watching. So here's what I'm going to be looking for. Aside from my normal, how to do a primary debate qualifications. First thing, and I think the thing that probably most of the people that watch this stream are going to be interested in is how well Andrew Yang does when he's actually on the debate stage and he has to, contend with other people and defend himself. I suspect that he might not look as great, but we'll see. Good grief, bird. Chill out. Anyways, the next thing is, last night, the candidates really didn't go after Donald Trump that hard. And this seems like it was an intentional decision, but Joe Biden has been going after Donald Trump extremely aggressively in a lot of his speeches and stuff, and then kind of backed off. So it's going to be really interesting to see if they really go full bore on that thing or not. And I would expect Joe Biden to be the one that if he goes that it could be him. Anyways, I'm also interested to see if all of the candidates try to pile on Joe or not, because he has a very unorthodox position, right? So, well, not unorthodox, but, he's kind of the moderate and everybody else is trying to go far left. So we'll see how that turns out. I think that they probably will. It will be very much like in the Republican debates with Mitt Romney, where everybody's trying to tear down Mitt Romney. I think that's probably a bit of what is going to happen. Maybe a little bit of piling on Bernie Sanders. Of course, there is a bunch of no-namers in here again. We got Eric Swalwell, Michael Bennett, Kristen Gillibrand. I guess we could probably consider in there too. John Hickenlooper and Marianne Williamson, all very much unknowns. The unknowns contributed things to the debate last night, but none of them really had a standout moment. We'll see if this time is any different. Yeah. Also, hold on here. Make sure I got able to see everything. There we go. In other news, Bitcoin continued its slide today, but they've been able to recover quite a bit of what they lost this morning. It looks like they're fighting hard right now. It kind of seems like the American markets don't want to give it up. And they're probably for sure doing the good grief, Seth. I'm sure that a lot of the Bitcoin bulls are buy the dip. That's what it looks like they're doing. So we'll see, but so I tried changing the bit rate of the stream and it looks like it's okay, but it just doesn't give me very good. It doesn't fix the problem that I was seeing with the having a couple of skipped frames, and I don't know what causes that. Have almost no CPU usage, so there's really no reason that should be happening. But maybe I just have too much stuff going on the screen or something. I don't know. Anyways, well, that's our whole spill. I guess that only took me 5 minutes. What else do we got here? pretty slow. It's interesting. We actually had more people. We actually had more people watching the stream last night, which is funny. This one's going to be a real grind too, because I'm tired. I feel tired. I don't know if it was just from doing the debate last night or if it was from the market action today, because I caught a short and it was a really good short, but then it came back and I didn't really make a whole lot on it. And I'm a little down because of that, I think. Watching a trade for that long is like exhausting. Is Donald Trump talking right now? I'm seeing a bunch of stuff coming over the wires. Absolutely no time pressure on the Iran issue. I think it will work out, and if you not, you will hear about it. Oh, yes, of course. I would. Yes, probably we will hear about it. I wonder, is it YouTube? No. Just wondering if YouTube's all set up right and everything. If my stream's got the right title. Oh, I can see that Crowder is streaming it now. There's a picture here in our Discord I posted of Tether over the past few hours, and it's been going down. Well, they're all up there. Oh, look, they added a flag. They added a flag from last night. Yesterday, no flag. This time, there is kind of a flag in the background. Let's see, we'll pull up on Reddit. What's going on over there? I don't see a thread yet. Can I not search? Oh yeah, I can search. About a minute away here. Part 1. Here it is. We'll do that live. Let's do it in Chrome. Come on, animals. What you did? Why everybody's so loud today? Am I just being? Tell me, am I being hyper sensitive here, or are they just really loud? Or are they just really loud? Reddit stream can't load it for some reason. Okay, here we go. Oh, they got rid of the flag now. They're not going to have the flag anymore? What are they going to do? It's all LCD screens, so that's cool. Round 2. Oh, look, there's a flag. There is some flag in the stream. Come on, guys. Author? How did she get enough donations to get in the debate? I've never heard of her. Nate a Nate Silver parody account was saying pre-debate thoughts. What a bad performance by Bernie, and Kamala crushed it. that might be what happens. They did delete the thread. You're not gonna hold back, just like last night. You're gonna cut their mic if they go over, right? Right? Pfft, what a joke. They're asking Bernie about all of his free programs and about the taxes. Ooh. Will taxes go up for the middle class? Well, he didn't come out with a very good first line. No, he has to say healthcare is a human right, but he doesn't really get the thunder from that because it was already said last night. Okay, so he says every proposal I've brought forth has been paid for, and he didn't answer the question at all. He's dodging. Okay. Okay. He answered. He said the thing that he didn't want to say. I don't know. They didn't let him interject in there like they were yesterday. Ooh, they're going to ask him that first. Okay, so first thing he does is mentions Donald Trump. Hmm. But he's said maybe he's saying that he shouldn't be attacked? So between Joe Biden and Bernie, who do you think is smartest in terms of the art of talking people into agreeing with you and rhetoric? Oh, I would say it's definitely Biden. Biden is an amicable guy. Just look at the way that he's. Just look at his body language. Bernie looks like a lunatic, and Biden looks like a president. He looks like a president that has been retired for 10 years, but he looks like a president. Oh man, he looks old. He looks way older than any of the other recent pictures I've seen of him. Boom. Okay, see, Kamala just showed you how to do it right there. He stands tall, Bernie bows forward while he speaks. It's bad body language. Yeah. And Bernie kind of like wobbles as he speaks. It's kind of weird. Look at Kamala. Look at the way that well, she doesn't bow forward, but she's kind of leaning into it, right? She's looking right at the person that she's talking to. Okay, like she's explaining something to them directly. She's not just talking to the crowd. It feels personal. She's been clearly been coached on it. Like her debate coach understands already. You can tell. He's gonna diss the Green New Deal in the debate as his first thing. And he says healthcare is a right, not a privilege. I mean, his point resonates with me, but Democrats don't want to hear what they're saying. Look at Andrew. Andrew's not looking at him. Andrew Yang right there. Hmm. Hmm. Well, the polls say that I can. That's not a very strong answer. Hmm. So Bernie Sanders has a real vulnerability here in that people don't think that he can win. And I don't think that he answered that question there. Hmm. Hmm. Bennett. So here we have a situation where one of the little known people look like they're not paying attention. Hmm. Man, that did not like what he just said. Okay. He has six-figure student debt. How do you get? Can I just can't imagine. What is a six-figure education like? Hmm. Eric Solwell also has triple-figure student debt. Am I the only person that's maybe a little bit bothered by having a president that has six figures in debt? Here we go, Andrew. What? Hmm. Well, I wonder how memorized was that? Because that seemed to come out as a stream of consciousness from that guy, didn't it? Hmm. Hmm. I mean, I wouldn't trust someone who doesn't seem to have financial discipline, but I guess that's like not trusting a fat nutritionist. Sore miss. There you go. That's my boy Yang. It was a, it was a. He's got an interesting delivery. Um, he doesn't speak like presidential candidate, does he? That might be appealing to some people, but it was super wonky. You know what I mean? Bill O'Reilly, this debate is more boring than last night's. Hmm. You know what? This debate could have been really interesting, but the moderators aren't letting it get fun. Ooh, he's gonna hit Joe Biden. Ooh, man. Salwell just launched a nuke at Joe. He's a tech guy. He went from 0 to 6%. Yeah, no, well, I'm aware of that. The fact is, that is why I proposed. Okay. So, what the hell? What just happened there? Yeah, this is so cringe. I'm cringing so bad. Are you not allowed to reproduce the audio from the debate? No. If I tried to reproduce the audio for the debate, I'm almost certain that YouTube would take it down. So the safest thing is to just, run the NBC stream alongside it, and this is just turning into a shit show. She's prepared, guys. I'm sorry. I've had her at the top of my list, and this is why. It has nothing to do with her policy. It's just I knew that she would do well in the debates. She's smart. Man, she just destroyed them. Well, why not? Kamala, that's the problem, is that they don't own stocks. They should be buying them. What is it that we've done, that we've changed, that people no longer want to buy stocks? That's the problem that nobody ever says. And it's not just that they're not making money, because if you own an iPhone, you could buy stocks. Mm. So that whole exchange there was really interesting because they went after Joe Biden and Joe Biden completely deflected and talked about education. And then everybody wanted to talk about education instead of, hey, Joe, like, you're too old. And then Kamala comes in. Man. Mm, mm, that's wrong. Sorry, but if you compete government against a private industry, the reason that the government wins is because they rig all of the rules against the private companies. Because you could have an insurance company that's profit free, like that's a thing that exists. Mm. Someone on Twitter said Andrew Yang showed up like he is about to give a keynote for a revolutionary product. But to be honest, he might as well have not even showed up. He should fire his debate coach. I mean, does he even? I wonder if he even has a serious debate coach. I don't know. He doesn't. He didn't look like a politician at all. So the way that Buttigieg, sorry, talks and explains things is very relatable. I think he's very good at this. How many of you would abolish Eric Swalwell for the rest of the debate? Guys, the personal story thing does not work in a debate like this, says Oliver Willis on Twitter. I kind of agree with him to an extent. You have to have the key moment first. But Joe Biden is different. Joe Biden's the front runner. He can do that sort of a thing. Mm-hmm. Let's watch him dodge the question again. Hmm. Hmm. Top 10 companies made 69 billion. That's not that much. So he didn't answer the question. How are you actually going to do it? He just says, well, we can do it. With good feelings and saying, yes, we can. I don't know. He just doesn't resonate with me at all. Maybe it's just me, but like when you compare his performance to Elizabeth Warren, they're saying a lot of the same things. They're very similar, but I think that Elizabeth Warren is just better at her delivery. Man, the way that she speaks. Look at everybody looking at her. Everybody's like, oh, wait, she just said something that I wasn't expecting. Well, she made some good points, but she never had like a main point, like the payoff. I was like, okay, you have a good point. It's not just enough to do plans. So what are you going to do? What is enough? She didn't say. She looks a little scary to me. I'm waiting for Bernie to say something he didn't memorize by watching every debate in 2016. You know, Mike. He says that. I don't. The people that I talk to aren't huge fans of Medicare either. I think the truth is that people just don't like going to the doctor. I don't like going to the doctor. How does this affect man? So you interjected yourself and talked over everybody so that you can give an anecdotal story, Kamala? Candidates, please. Candidates, please. Man, this debate has just been health insurance companies are evil, health insurance companies are evil. The problem, just to me, it's not convincing because I don't think that you sit down and you say, company is evil, person is evil. It's always systems. Systems are always the problem, guys. You have a system, it's a broken system. Health insurance companies would love to pay less for healthcare, but that's the way it is with the way that the hospitals and the laws are set up and stuff. It's not just the health insurance companies. And running around and calling the health insurance company evil isn't going to help you make a good healthcare system. Frankly, at some point, you're going to have to work with those people to make something work. Whoa. Hmm. Yeah. So, Pete, the reason that they can't deliver is because if they did that, everybody and their dog would try and come to the country. Look at his hands. There you go. And he stops when his time is up. That was interesting. So what I just saw there was Joe Biden has practiced this so much that he knows 100% when his time is up and he just stops. I mean, usually you want to just keep going, but the amount of control that he has to be able to stop like that is wow. Absolutely wow. But I would say, I think that, Joe Biden, his strategy here is going to be don't screw it up, And right now, they're not really going after him. One person did go after him. He pretty much just completely ignored it and started talking about something else, talking about education. And I think that that's really good for him. So, yeah, I'd say that Joe is getting done what he needs to get done. I think that Kamala Harris has proven why she has been ranked high by myself, at least. Although, she could do better. She has wasted some of her responses, but she had the most memorable moment of the night so far, and that's a good thing for her. Pete Buttigieg, man, what a name. He holds himself really well, don't you think? The way that he explains things, I have a hard time seeing how anybody would have a problem with what he's saying. The way that he says it. Obviously in practice, we all know that it's not quite a thing, but Buttigieg right now is kind of making it look like that he could be a viable moderate. How does this not have more viewers? Well, I really wouldn't blame anybody wanting to come in and sit and listen, but we got a couple of we stream every day and have a good community. A couple of people come in, and this is just good way to sit and watch it together and chill. So, yeah. Anyways, I also wanted to say I wasn't super impressed with Andrew Yang. Not that it wasn't like what he did was bad. It was super wonky and everything like that. But again, he is like the bottom of the tiers right now. And he needs something to get up there, and I don't think he did that. I'm getting a little bit of selling come in on Bitcoin again. She's very passionate. Well, that was probably the best Democrat response on this that I've heard, but I do not think that is going to resonate beyond into Republicans, because the Republican argument is still, yeah, but you don't want everybody in the whole world to come here. There has to be a limit. You have to be able to you need some control over your border, right? She's so short. When the camera moved over, it was like nothing. Man, now they're calling it kidnapping. Kamala Harris is corporatist trash, and her ability to get the audience cheering has nothing to do with superior policies, but she's going to pull well after this debate unless she messes something up in the next hour and 20. So, one other issue I have with this discussion is that a lot of the things that they're saying right now are not relevant anymore because, like they're not talking about the things that are like happening right now, like the stay in Mexico policy, the bill that they passed today that provides emergency aid, the deal that they're trying to make with Guatemala, the aid that he's already trying to do in South America. It's just like a moral grandstanding. But I mean, that's what Democrat viewers want to hear. But how is what you're saying right now shoring up your core audience? How are you increasing your team? You know, how are you bringing more people in? Because these are things that all Democrats already believe. Okay, so they're going to go into this. Almost everybody. Oh boy. He's just running. He just took the stage and is running with it. How do you feel about Andrew Yang not wearing a tie? I mean, that's a tough call. Does it hurt or help him? Hold on a second. Who says that? Who said that? I don't know what he's talking about, but I mean, it's unorthodox, and it's not. There's not a significant reason to break that orthodoxy, but it might play to his fans. I don't know. This is a good point there, but I don't. Um, Discontinuing the money is not why they're coming over, though. That's what they're doing. Okay, but they already fixed that, Joe. They passed the bill today to fix that. I think. I feel like that this debate is like a month in the past. Those people aren't the focus of deportation right now, though. There's some selling coming into Bitcoin again. No. he's that's open borders basically, right? You know what I'm most grateful about for these two Dem debate stages? That there's no Michael Avenatti. Um, so the thing that she's not getting at, but that happens is that, you know, if you've gotten a deportation order, it's because it's been given by immigration court, and sometimes it's the people that are honest and try to work with the immigration court that go through the system and get deported first. Biden, such a sheep, is raising his hand, but he knew that they wanted to move on. He's so courteous. This is not a debate. Everyone agrees with one another on everything. Oh, here we go. Maybe we get some differentiation on the client on the candidates now. Mm. So now he's going to liken it to the Holocaust. I don't think he sounds good when he's angry. Hmm. You don't think that China is hacking our democracy, Andrew? Hmm. Hmm. Are they gonna break the level here? Hmm. Well, I tell you what, this this debate is exhausting. We're only halfway through, guys. We are only halfway through, folks. Halfway through. Um, man, yeah, Andrew Yang is like, he's too geeky, man. I don't know what to tell you, Swarmus. It seems to me like I'm not. Here's what he has to do. He has to show that he can do the commander in chief job. Because what I'm hearing right now was a wonk who maybe has some good idea on policy, or at least I understand why some people would think that he has some good ideas on policy. But, excuse me, what is he going to do when Iran attacks? How is he going to handle that as a leader? You know, I it, he doesn't inspire confidence in that respect. To me, at least, I would be concerned about that. Now on the split side, Kamala Harris, she has some good attributes, but you kind of also have to wonder if her, prosecutor approach is maybe would maybe not be the best either. I would be really concerned, not if the way that the left has been so authoritarian, that if that if Kamala Harris got put in, that she would turn into a real dictator type of person there. I don't know. That was kind of my thought going through when she was talking. You can tell she's a prosecutor. She's very sharp, though. Um, what was the other thing I was going to say here? Um, because who else? Oh, Pete Buttigieg. Um, he is going to. I think that he's probably going to increase his support after this debate, probably more than anyone. You know, I was saying the other day that Castro is doing good. I think Castro probably will resonate with the social justice warrior crowd, but I think that Pete is going to come up into the people that are afraid that Joe Biden is too old or whatever. I think that they're going to gravitate towards Pete. But Pete also is going to have to show that he has the leadership capability. Right now, it kind of seems like he's a nice guy, like he's interesting to listen to, but can he actually make the tough decisions? I'm not as sure. Iran attacks only because the US is there to do so. If not, it never happens. Well, it seems like that this Iran thing so far is dying down, which is kind of interesting. I was concerned that that there was just gonna be more, but it kind of looks like everybody's backed off, and Donald Trump isn't putting any pressure on them at all. He's just kind of like hands off, like do what you want to do. Kind of interesting. I think that Biden is holding himself well so far. I think that everybody has probably had good and bad moments, though. There's been some bad moments in this debate. Man, I'm looking at myself over here in the camera. Do I look tired? I look tired to me. Sometimes this eye is like, I feel like I look tired. Man, we're only halfway through this. Is it starting? Oh, they've just got the screen. Anyways, by the way, thanks for joining us, Wrong. I think we've had just about everybody kind of come in and out, but I don't know. This debate, two debates, 2 days in a row. I don't think that they're ever going to do this again. This is a real marathon. I think just one debate was exhausting, and two of these in a row was too much, I think. Okay, so now we get the political people get to debate. Thanks, Strong. I'm still watching the Bitcoin over here, and it looks like it's just on the edge for going down big time, but they're not doing it. It's not getting the accelerating volume on the downside, so it's unclear what it's actually going to do. Ooh, good question to ask Pete. Okay. What? Hmm. Hmm. Well, I really liked what he said. He kind of dodged her question though. And I don't know if that expands his team or quells the criticisms against him or the crisis that his administration is facing right now. But I really liked his answer. Okay, they're all trying to attack him, but I don't think that their attacks are doing very well. Oh man, she's just like I'm surprised that this it's taken this long for them to support reparations, but she just went there. Now let's see. Now they've opened the can of worms. Are they going to go there? she just blew them. She didn't think that they were going to let her talk. Wow. Yeah, my eyes are watering. Man, man, man. Is she just destroying Joe Biden? She just ended Joe Biden's campaign? Am I seeing this? Hmm. I would. The way that some of these guys try to come in are. Mm, mm. Hmm. The audiences really should shut up, but I think that she's done a good job. He's getting carried away, and then he's just like, you know what? I'm sorry. Huh. Hmm. I have mixed feelings about that exchange, or we'll talk about that at the end. But that was a very key exchange, probably the most significant exchange that we'll see in the primary. Hmm. Unlike the Republican Party doesn't encourage diversity. Hmm. I wonder if there was a move unpredicted after that. No. Harris just jumped. Yang plummeted. Buttigieg. Harris. Yeah. Do you think he will still move down? Like, not the small downtrend? You mean Biden? Well, we need to watch the whole thing first. I mean, there's still 50 minutes left. Um, I got to think this through, but I think that Biden might be done there. Yeah, because the thing is, it's not just that Joe Biden just got destroyed by Kamala Harris there, and he said, he tried to defend the busing issue. It kind of seems to me like he was on the wrong side of that issue, and I think that she made a pretty good case there, and And it's not like he did just sat there and took the punches or anything like that. But I think that when this gets, litigated tomorrow, I think that the Democrats are going to come out on the side of Kamala Harris. And there's another problem that Joe Biden has, and that is that Pete Buttigieg sounds like a very reasonable person and can totally take the place of the moderate in this debate. Man, Joe. Hmm. No, the reason that the Trump tax cut had to be passed was because America's tax law was not competitive. Listen, Kristen, nobody's fooled. If you or anybody else gets put in there, you're not going to change that. You're not going to roll back the corporate tax changes. They're just not. They might change some things around the edges, but the larger change and the thing that allows companies to bring money from overseas and all those things, they're not going to change. Because there was a problem, and it appears that it fixed the problem. Now we're going to talk about abortion. I think that if I was a moderator, I would have spent more time on the issue of race. That's the issue that the Democrat Party actually cares about. He wanted applause from that, and he didn't get it. Rotate people out? I don't think so. You couldn't do anything. Okay, that wouldn't solve the problem, but okay. Is there anything the president can do? This is an interesting question by her. What she seems like she's digging for something specific. Yeah. Kristen, you're not debating it here on this stage. You're all agreeing and preaching to the choir about it. Nobody on this stage disagrees with you on this issue. Not a single. There's not a single person on that stage that's going to say abortion is wrong. I think abortion is wrong, but none of them are going to say that. You're not debating. Mm, she was happy that she got to talk about that. She wants to be the female candidate, and so it was important for her to get that piece in. Mhm. You could buy yes from her, but for 20 cents, if it went to 15, I don't think it would ever get filled. I don't think that they'll buy that. But we'll see. It's concrete? What? I've never heard that before. Cement is the source of 80% of the world's carbon dioxide. Okay, so producing concrete uses a lot of, creates a lot of carbon emissions. Bernie Sanders looks frustrated to me. Okay, okay. She is super left. This girl is crazy. Ribbon Futures. I don't know what to think about her. She does seem crazy to me. She makes good. She is able to make good points, but she's man. I don't think that she stands any chance of becoming president. But I don't think that she's running because she thinks that she can be president. I think she's running because she thinks she can influence the debate. I can't wait to see one of them versus Trump in a debate. It will be fun. Yeah. Well, so here's the question, Riven. Who do you think would be the most fun to watch a debate with Donald Trump? I used to think that it was excuse me. I used to think that Bernie would be the best one, but after this debate, I'm not so sure. It doesn't seem like in a crowded field that Bernie really holds himself that well. Now Biden has the most chance. Oh, but no, the question is, who do you think would be the most fun? Like, who would you, if you could just choose who was going to debate and it had no bearing on who actually ended up being president, who would you most like to see him debate with? Probably that girl. What's your first issue? So your first issue is that Barack Obama was great? Well, he understands why he's up first place right now. Yeah, give him that. They laughed. He brought up his number one issue, of course, is universal income, and they laughed at him. Wow. Did you catch that rally in ZB? I got in at 154.30. No, I was in the equities, and I caught a really good move in equities, but then it came back. And although I did take a profit on it, I was disappointed with my results for the day, anyways. And I wanted to focus on the equities, so I didn't really trade the treasuries. I wish that I had focused on the treasuries because they had such a good move, and I think I would have tried to buy it, but who knows what I would have actually have done. But it was a really good move, wasn't it? I was quite surprised how much it came back. And the thing that's crazy to me, let's stop in here. So we got 30 minutes left. It's funny. I'm watching this debate. I'm feeling tired. I'm like 2 hours. And then you ask me a question about the markets, and I just light right back up. I was like, I wish that I had traded. I wish I had bought it. Oh, I wish, because it was a good one. You said 154.30, so that damn boy, that's there. You got a good spot. Did you buy it before the regular session? And averaged out at 155.12. Gotcha. There was a phase breakout to the next support. Yeah, so the thing that was crazy was the reason that they broke out initially into a new high of the day, okay, was the some news on China, essentially, and Larry Kudlow making a comment. And the equity indexes just got crushed by it. And the treasuries moved up, but then equities just, slowly bought up the whole rest of the day. Possibly because, I can only guess, but I think that it's because they're saying, hey, rates are going to stay low. This is good. It's really mind-boggling to me that it's like the trade deal going badly is a good thing almost now to the equity markets. As long, bad news is good as long as it's not so bad that it sends us into a recession. Isn't that something else? So I got the short end of the stick trying to be in on equities today. But there's some pretty significant news tomorrow, so we'll see what happens, right? It's not over yet. They may still yet. The dump into 154.18 wasn't on news. I think it happened on Noval. No. So, no, you're right. But the move at where was it? So at 11 o'clock my time. So when they were at 16, I believe that was the auction, and then the action that happened after that was a continuation on what they thought about the auction. There was a 7-year auction, so that's why they were moving then. So it was just, I don't think that I came in really very well prepared today. I spent a lot of time back testing and doing some stuff today, and I kind of felt a little aimless, and I just kind of said, at the end of it, I said, I didn't go through everything. There was things that I was missing, and, Well, yeah, I would trade ES because I was trading micro futures and I don't want to trade them at the same time. So, yeah. Anyways, if I had really done my homework, I should have been saying, it's the end of the month, and um, there's an auction today. This is prime buying opportunity in treasuries, and every other day that would cross my mind. That's always the first thing that I think about. But today it wasn't, and I think I have an infection. So I do think that my body is maybe a little, like, I feel emotionally tired right now. So maybe that played a part in it, but I can't escape responsibility for it. There was some opportunity there today, and I blew it, unfortunately. Well, and the other thing is I caught the thing that I wanted, but I didn't take profits where I really should have. I probably could have taken $50 off of that, and I only took like 10 or 20. So yeah, technically it was ready for a bounce. The treasuries. The ZB, yeah. Well, there's some support there. We have the NRA on the ropes. Okay, Eric. Yeah, there was definitely some support. There was a moment there where I really thought they were going to break the support because yesterday's down move really surprised me. I don't know. We're still moving really well for the summer, even though the action is still shit, but the range is great. The trends are great. It's just the order flow is all, oof. The order flow is unreadable to me. The 154.18. No, like when they were breaking below 155, I thought that they were breaking support and that we could move lower, and because of the move from the previous day. It's just to me, I think that this thing between the E-mini and the treasuries, I just don't think can last forever. At some point, if treasuries are going to stay up here, the E-mini has to start selling. Like the Federal Reserve, yeah, the correlations. The Federal Reserve isn't going to ease if the E-mini is at all-time highs, right? Yeah, they can move together. You think they will, huh? Why do you think that why are you so confident? The rate cut is 100% in July. I think I would need to go back and look historically. The expected is 100%. That's true. But are equities really going to stay up here at highs that whole time? Or is at some point they're going to give it up? Eric Sawwell is so extreme on guns, it's crazy. That's a multi-billion-dollar question. Yeah. Rate cut, but the rate cut is happening in July. I mean, I'm not going to say it's 100%, but if it was not going to happen, the Federal Reserve would definitely start to let the market know that soon. Probably they need to see the final GDP tomorrow and the inflation numbers tomorrow, and then we can see where we're at. Yeah, well, the market was starting to price in 2 rate cuts, but the Federal Reserve put the kibosh on that. I'm not paying super close attention to this, but these guys are all full board. Take your weapons. Is he really a veteran? Well, there are countries that have more guns than are safer, Pete. I don't agree. I just can't. I just can't agree with him, man. Agree to disagree, I guess. Every once in a while, I'll get some frame rendering lag, and I don't know what causes it. I think there. I'll try that. Wonder what. If the Republicans are have this bet on who is going to speak Spanish first, but somebody already spoke Spanish, right? That was so cringe. I was really surprised. I thought that he did it really naturally, though. Like it seemed like he probably knows more Spanish than me. Hmm. Of course, we're supposed to be fast. China. Pete. I think he's good at this. Breaking up with Russia. It's, she's gonna attack him on what? Ooh, she's gonna attack him on the Iraq War. Ooh. That was a terrible answer. Yeah, and Rachel Maddow just kind of threw the final nail in the coffin there. I don't think that they just destroyed Biden by like any one particular thing, but it's like death by 1,000 cuts. What platform do I use? I use Jigsaw Day Trader. Yeah. What are you using? I also, I also use Ninja Trader for charts, but I don't execute on that. Oh, you use DT? Riven's the real deal, man. That's and you use AMP. Okay. That's what is the word that he's got cred? He's got street cred. You use TT, right? Do you only trade ZB? Well, I've never used TT myself. Yes, ZB and ES. There's a little bit more debate coming. Yeah. I really like the Jigsaw. I don't know if you've used it, but 10-year, no. See, I only do the 10-year. Whenever I try getting in on ZB, man, I always get in the wrong spot of the range. And I've done much better in the 10-year. I've actually been doing pretty okay in the 10-year, but then I had a blowout day, and I just do really poorly in the summer when the order flow isn't clear. Anyways, I show you here's what we usually have up here. I think you've been in here before, haven't you? But this is what I normally use. I completely off of the DOM, and I have charts, but kind of doing different things. I'm trying some new things on my charts, so I got a couple of weird. You go for one tick? No, I would prefer to get 4 at least, but I actually get 6 to 8 quite often. More than that, though, usually doesn't happen. In fact, I went through and I did stats going back for the last 6 months, and every time that I tried to get more than 8, it would have been better if I had just taken 8 on all of those. Yeah, 4 ticks in the end. It's not a lot. I just keep it super small. And yeah, on the 10-year. I'm right now because I was doing good on one lot, and no, it's good. Yeah, Uh, I don't know, especially in the summer, man. In the summer, it's like if you even get 3 to 4, it's like 8 ticks is insane. I don't think it's insane, but I think it's pretty good. To me, if I get 16 or 24 ticks, and I've had trades that have gone that far and I wasn't able to hold on to them, or I don't know, they're very rare. But that to me, that's like a wow in one day. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can totally get 16 in one day. I actually have a lot of stats about range, and if you ever get 24, you should take the profit right then and there. Anyways, oh, here they're starting again. Maybe increase size and go for lengths. You would trade one lot only. So I've been doing one lot, but the past 2 weeks I've been practicing on sim with two. So I'll do 2 ticks on the first contract and then just kind of see what happens with the second one. Sometimes they only take 3 on that. It's very common that I take 2 and 3 lately. And I'm really happy with that actually when I get it. Double size every 3 months is good. I don't know. I still have a lot of problems to overcome, I think. I think hold on. This is all of their closing arguments, right? I don't like Eric Swalwell, but that smile at the end was awful. I agree with her on that one. Okay. This is starting to get cheesy, Marianne. She really is crazy, man. Oh, she really is crazy. I'm sure a lot of Democrats will like what she said, but I feel like what she just said was crazy, Marianne. Oh, man. Free stuff for everyone. I tell you what, the thing that's been interesting about this debate, though, is that it hasn't been marked by the free stuff for everyone thing. Bernie Sanders hasn't spoken that much. And when they present things, they're not presenting it as like free things for everything. They're presenting it as like, this policy thing is a problem in America and we need to fix it, which is a good thing for them compared to last night where I felt like they were just pandering. That was a little bit better for them. But, it'll change when you put Elizabeth Warren back in there because she is totally into the like free stuff for everyone. No, they did speak Spanish. At least they didn't speak Spanish yet. He said, somebody said hello to Pete Buttigieg, and he said hello back in Spanish. So that was the extent of the Spanish, and he said it very naturally. It seemed like he spoke it. He had more experience speaking Spanish than me. Mm. The way he looks down is kind of like he's not completely happy with his performance. Mm. Are you a full-time trader or do you have a real job? No, I have a real job. I would love to be full-time, but I don't really think about that too much, you know. So I'm pretty happy with my day job, and it allows me to trade as much as I want. Honestly, after 9:30, it's never good trading for me after 9:30. 8:30 my time. That's my time. So that's like 2 hours. So 11, after 11:30 Eastern time. There's no reason to trade. Mm-mm-mm. And I think that Andrew Yang needs a new haircut. PM. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, no, I'm talking about in the morning. Like, I'll only trade literally the first 2 hours. And then, there's always this time period between 10:30 Eastern time and 11 Eastern time where it's just like the most frustrating action for me and nothing ever happens. So, and then after that, sometimes eventually that pressure will break and you'll see something going into the European close. And I've gotten some really good trades during that time, but generally speaking, I can trade when I want to, and I enjoy my job. So best is 5 to 9 a.m. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, she's practiced this emotional tearjerker so carefully. Europe gives more clean moves. Yeah, it frustrates me that sometimes the overnight session has some of the best action, most clear. She boosts her website. That was smart. Mm. I want to know who Pete is paying. Who's coaching him on what to say and when, because he's very good at this. This is not the Pete that I would have expected based on the public comments that he's made earlier. He's a good speaker, yeah. The way that Bernie said that, people are gonna take that in videos and change it. It was poor stress. Like this, the words that he stressed was bad choices. Much wow. What are you saying much wow to, Ishenko? Well, I did not like Bernie. So I want to keep talking futures here for just a second. So I was gonna say, Riven. So like the thing is, I've been doing this for a couple of years. A lot of it has been on sim. I have had some success on live, but it's like certain time periods of the year I tend to do really well, and certain time periods of the year I tend to do not very well. So like the beginning of the year, from like January to like April, May, maybe, sometimes just until March, I tend to do really well. Summer action is really bad for me. Then, in September and October, I kind of am able to pick up my confidence again. But then, when December comes along, I start doing well again. So I kind of have an idea about what are the things that could be happening during the day and that matter for me to pick a direction, and to also know when the action is going to be favorable to me. Because when I tend to do best is like if it's like a trend day, I'm awesome on those days. But when it's like a super range bound, week, summer day, I'm terrible. So it took a while to get to that point. I had to do a lot of stats and to figure out when should I be trading, and I think that I've done a good job with that. But I think what I learned this past month is that I still have a long way to go on the psychological aspects of things. There's been too many times, and again, I keep feeling like I'm tired or sick sometimes whenever these sorts of things happen. But overall, I think that I just need to spend more time on the psychological aspects, because I think that I do okay generally up until I have like a really good winter and like things are getting crazy. So I think that I'm probably going to continue to struggle for another year or two while I work that out, because that takes time. But I think I know what to do, and we're doing things about it, so it's good. And we have a lot of people on the stream. We usually have like 24 people in, and so the traders that are in the stream are way better traders than myself, I think. And they're always really helpful and everything like that. So could it be possible that someday I would be able to do it for a living? And that would be really great. But it's probably more likely that I, get rich in cryptos with Garlic Coin or something like that before that would happen. Before that would happen. And I don't think about it like that. I just think each individual trading that trade and that day the best that I can. That's what matters the most. So, anyways, I'm wondering what Ishanka was saying much wow about, but. So the debate. So my take on things right now. Wait, hold on. Oh yes, that was an earlier question that I already answered. My take is that the only three people that really need to be in the next debate are Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, and Elizabeth Warren. And I'll tell you why. I think that Bernie Sanders does not do very well in debates, and people really liked him because he was like the only alternative to Clinton. But if there had been more people in the debate like there was now, nobody would have cared about Bernie. He's just not that good, I don't think. And when you compare his performance, to Elizabeth Warren, and they're really direct competitors, she's going to beat him out, I think. I think that you will see his support continue to collapse. Now, Biden is the other big guy that probably we should have at the top right, but I think that he just suffered death by 1,000 cuts right there, because, man, he had so many exchanges, and it's not like he didn't fight back. I mean, he's a real fighter and a smart guy, but I just don't think that he had enough to get it over the finish line. And so if Joe Biden collapses after this debate, where is his support going to go? And it seems to me like the reasonable person that moderate people can, that moderate people could what is the word that I'm looking for? Stomach, I guess, I think is Pete. I think that, everything that I've heard from Pete was things where it was like he picked up on something that everybody else was saying, but he said it in a way that Democrats really liked. And it was like preaching to the choir kind of stuff. But he was not preaching to the choir. There was a lot of things that he said that I liked, or I liked the way that he presented it. And I'm a Republican, right? Now, of course, I know there are problems with what he says, and when I go into the actual policies, I can tell you why I don't like those policies. But from a politics perspective, he was very effective, and that does not come naturally. I really want to know who is it that's picking, because they know that when he's just speaking to the activists and he's trying to get on Reddit to say one thing, and what he has done in the debate has been something completely different. So he's got a smart team behind him, and that makes a big difference. And I think that Kamala Harris has a smart team. I mean, she's smart too, but she clearly was ready for this debate and knew what she wanted to do and came in and she knocked it out of the park. And so I really think that in my ranking, those three are up on the high. I'm looking at Predictor right now. Oh, I still have my charts up. I'm looking on Predictor right now. If I could buy Kamala, I don't think that my risk reward is good enough at 20, but I think that she's going to move up and you're going to see Bernie go down. And I think that you're going to see Joe Biden go down, but it's not worth it to sell Joe Biden. You can see Kamala's up 7 cents. NK Ultras Now Wireless says Yang Gang. Yeah, so we had, who was it earlier? Our good friend, just his name escapes me at the moment. Swarmus, that's right. Swarmus was saying, was all over Yang. And I think he was disappointed by his performance. So there's a couple of things about Yang. One, he didn't wear a tie, which is a weird choice. Maybe that's not a huge deal or anything, but it's just a different thing that I want to point out. I don't like his haircuts. He just doesn't look good. He just doesn't look good. He needs makeup or surgery or something. I don't know, man. I don't want to be too rude, but he just didn't look good in that debate, I didn't think. But then when he spoke, it was so uninspired. It was like somebody with autism up on stage or something. You know what I mean? Maybe he is autistic. I don't know. But he did not he did not come off to me as somebody that you hand the keys of the country over to. He seems to me like he's somebody that you appoint as one of your policy people, somebody in your cabinet, but I'm not so sure that you could give him the nuclear football. I don't think he can. Pete, he's got a lot of good stuff going for him, though. I think that Pete probably helped himself the most. Well, Kamala, of course. I don't know. It's a hard call. But this is just splitting hairs. Anyways, I don't know if you guys got anything else. This is a good little group. It was a little bit smaller than yesterday, but I wouldn't expect to be huge anyways, because honestly, these debates are really boring. And I can't play the audio for you, so that's kind of hard. I like the use of the smileys. I want to get more into... So when we stream in the morning, usually we get about 20, 24 people on YouTube and like 2 people on Twitch. And it's unfortunate because you can have so much more fun with Twitch because they have all of those different things that you can put in the stream, so that like the smileys and stuff like that. Twitch is just more fun. But, Twitch is all kids. So, of course, we get... the adults find the videos on YouTube. And we've been doing well on YouTube. And of course, the point is not to do popular on YouTube. The point is to trade well. But the point is also to generate a good community, and having a good group of about 2 dozen guys every morning is super great. And to have 4 to 5 of you here tonight was great, and I think we had some good discussions. I appreciate the things that you guys said. I really appreciated that conversation with you, Riv, and I was feeling sleepy, and talking about futures just sparks me right up. That was kind of an interesting side of myself to see there, that I'm like that. Kind of interesting. So anyways, thank you for that. But it is now 9 o'clock, and I think that the best thing is to go to sleep. I don't think there's a whole lot else we need to say. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 8:20 Eastern time. And in the meantime, stay profitable, friends.